Day 5. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's early, it's Saturday, but I do have other sessions today. So I did want to finish and get this most important day because this is anchoring in this work and looking at what's going to get in your way. So welcome everyone. Terry Ann Hyman here. I am a spiritual mentor, Reiki master teacher, and I help you go within to learn how you can process your energy. That's what we're really talking about. And as we've discovered, emotional eating is big, deep. It covers a lot of stuff. I'm also the host of the Empowered Spirit Show. This week I have Dr. Shauna Calvert on, and she talks about how she went from being a PhD in applied psychology to now helping as a spiritual teacher with the tarot and how the tarot found her. Very fascinating as we continue our journey through the tarot this summer. I'm also the host of Soul Messages, which is now on Ethereal Networks, which you can find on Amazon TV, as well as Roku and soon to be on Apple TV. And that is how I met Dr. Shauna, as we call her Shauna, on the show as well. So check both of those out. So when we work with this emotional eating, like I said, it is a big topic. And I do private mentoring. And this is where my summer focus is because summer we are getting outside. Our spirit is out there the most because then we start to come back in, right? By the time fall, winter, and then we open back up again. So we are on a cycle of life. And this is part of my caring for your soul because yes, I do call myself a midwife of the soul. We have to look at ourselves all through our life, all through that journey, birth to death, because it recycles, right? We can't just wait till we get to the end or wait for the crisis, right? We can go in and we can use all of these tools, which you've been seeing. We have been using not just tapping, gap tapping, but that's what gap tapping does. It brings in all those tools, the Reiki, the breathing, the centering, the visioning, the breathwork. All of these tools come in to help us understand more about our spirit and our soul's journey. We can receive these messages, which is what Soul Messages is about, but we can also begin to understand because throughout this, and I've had many responses, thank you for those that are watching later and the emails you're sending, it's deep. We've gone from looking at how being too overwhelmed, can't seem to figure out what to do, so we snack and we eat, or being too much overweight is just defeating. I'll never get there. To even clutter. We talked about clutter yesterday with one of the VIPs about how that can even affect you. We look around, we just see so much clutter. We don't see space. We can't breathe. And so we stay in that cycle. Clutter does bring in a lower vibration. You wouldn't think, right? You wouldn't think, well, what does that have to do with me? It has everything to do with it. Because then it limits our choices and how we can breathe and open up and bring in new energy, which is what I teach you to do. When we are stuck in our energy field, meaning we're too congested, too much to do, too much overwhelmed, too much stuff, we can't have new choices because we're stuck in the old patterns. So what we really want to do is that we really want to be able to open up, to free our energy and open up to who we truly are. So I do have availability in my private mentoring if you want to go deeper, because you know what? This isn't magic. I wish it was, but it's not. But it can be a lifestyle, which is what it has been for me. So all year long, right now, the holidays will come around. Holidays bring in a whole nother emotional pattern. We can still use these same techniques so that we aren't there. January's coming, New Year's resolutions, right? Same techniques. So as we begin to incorporate all these techniques into our daily lives, just like brushing our teeth, just like taking a shower. In fact, I'm a shower tapper, right? That was my first book, Confessions of a Shower Tapper. We can use these in our daily life over and over. They help. They help, just like those peanut butter pretzels, like they were right there, and I could choose to eat the whole jar. I had to put them away because they had them on the counter, right, in my daughter's house. But we put them away, and me and the dog talked about this yesterday. We knew where they were. I don't need the pretzels. I don't need them. And so a quick round of tapping can get you out of those old habits and doing that productive thing that you really need to be doing. I also have a special for all those that have been watching, gap tapping sessions, a special price, $108 versus my $135. Check that out. You can find that in the emails I'm sending as well. All right, so today, take a breath. The final episode of our 5-day gap tapping is, how can you anchor this in? Because there is another part of this, the resistance to change. Because we've looked at this, the emotions, the triggers, the cravings, the eating for nutrition, the drinking water. These are all things that we can start to break. But if you have the resistance within you to change, you're not going to do it. Now, there are many things, and we haven't even talked about these. So like I said, this is a very layered energy, a very layered issue. We have things that keep us stuck in this resistance. What is my family going to say? They all expect me over here for this big Italian meal, and I'm not going to eat. That is a big one. What is my family going to say? Or what are my friends going to say if I start to lose weight? They're going to think, oh, she's conceited now. She thinks she's full of herself. That happens a lot. Even safety issues. All right, if you start to slim down, now this one was for me as a young child because there was abuse. You start to slim down and you look good, maybe you'll get a little insecure. People will be looking at you. You feel a little fear. People will hit on you. It happens. And so protecting ourselves with extra food, extra weight is a very, very big reason why people stay overweight. They don't want the attention. They don't want to be looked at. They don't feel safe in their own body. And I've had to learn to work with that. Now, we also have plateaus. All right, we get to that plateau and nothing happens. Like, see, I knew I would never get it off, but that's what the body does. So we have to keep going, keep encouraging ourselves because then it will drop again. The body has to catch up, right? So those plateaus sometimes can be a big, big shift of energy of giving up. And that resistance can come right back in. I knew this wasn't going to work. So just thinking about it for yourself, what would some of those resistance be for you? Do you have big family dinners? I know at the holidays that comes around, all of our favorite family recipes, Mama's dressing, right? Yeah, it's full of carbs, right? Who doesn't want it, right? But if we don't have any resilience built up within us, we're going to fall right back in it. And then we start over again. But as we start to build these tools and as we start to rewire the brain, which is what tapping is so great for, then you can find that you can show up in a different way. So important. I know for me, just like having all that Jewish food around, right? That Jewish food is heavy in the stomach, right? It's like Passover, forget about it. Holidays, potato latkes, donuts, all that. So yeah, we can maybe taste, but if we don't have the resilience built up in us, we're going to just let it come in and then it's going to snowball and we're going to be back in that cycle, repeating. So noticing for you, what would that resistance be? Maybe it's just even the resistance to getting out and exercising, right? I was pushing on that one. I always do between spring and summer. I know I need to increase my exercise. I need to get on the weights. I need to swim. I have been swimming. I'm so excited to say that. Yeah, I've been swimming. Feels good stretching in the water, feeling the coolness, especially here because we're going to get in the hundreds. I'll be swimming next week. But what about for you? Maybe you can at this point. Maybe you do have excess weight. You can sit in a chair. You can lift your feet and lift your arms and lift your legs. Chair yoga is a very great way to bring some movement in, and you can build up a sweat and feel good about it. But you can also talk yourself out of it. Oh, I'll never get anywhere. Why bother? Chair yoga, that's not going to work. Yeah, it does. There's a lot of those challenges going around on Instagram. But you can find something to help empower you to take that next step, and tapping can help you with that. So we're going to tap on resistance to change, resistance to follow through on this, because this does take more follow through, right? Neuroscience tells us that. Read anything about neuroscience. We have to continually come back to those new habits, all right? And so that's why it's important to layer them. That's why I talk about tapping in the shower. We take a shower. Most of us. And so in the morning, you could sit there and go, okay, here I am. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to release the resistance to change. And you can move through the points, whatever it is. Food is for nutrition. Again, I tap on that a lot just to constantly remind me so that when I go into the kitchen, I can make better choices. All right. So on that scale, actually, we didn't tune in. I'm sorry. I just jumped right in this morning. All right, let's just take a moment and tune in. Come back to the vision, and then we'll move into the tapping. All right? Jumped right in. Saturday morning. Taking a nice deep inhale, closing the eyes if you can. Lighting a little sage, actually a little Palo Santo. Inhaling. And exhaling. Calling in this element of fire to help us transmute all this energy from old patterns, rewiring the brain. Noticing the smoke, bringing in the element of air, clearing the mind so we have a new, fresh mindset. Calling in the element of water to wash through us, to move those emotions. Stuck emotions, we want to let them flow. No emotion is ever final. Calling in the element of earth, grounding, centering, feeling yourself embodying that vision for you. Take a nice deep inhale, breathing up the body. And as you exhale, come right into the heart. Right into that deepest part of your heart. Feel that connection, your spirit and the greater spirit. Know that you are loved, guided, protected. Feeling all this energy coming in around us as we call in our Reiki master teachers. Hanjin Sei Shonin, Hanjin Sei Shonin, Hanjin Sei Shonin, bringing in the energy of Reiki right into your heart. Loving yourself. Calling in the angels to feel that support all around us of joy and love. Calling in the crystal beings to help us hold and magnify this vibration of light. Calling in your higher self right above the crown to align with your heart as we drop into that vision that you have set for you. See yourself standing up, feeling good, being in your body. Feel that sense of that vision. See and hear and feel and know that vision to help you be guided through this season and beyond. Notice how that feels to hold that vision of yourself, the I am energy. I am present to my life. I am open to change, to holding this vision for me. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale, bringing all this wisdom, all this energy, all this vibration of your vision right into your heart, grounding in your feet, sealing this in, Shokure, 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 Reiki. Inhaling and exhaling. As you're ready, blinking the eyes, back open. And now, bringing up the energy, what will that resistance for you be? I don't want to do this. Oh, forget about it. It's too hard. Whatever that resistance is, bring it up as much as you can. Scale of 1 to 10. Be at that 10 so we can knock it down. And as we go to tap, take a nice deep inhale, recognizing you're taking complete responsibility for the body, mind, emotions, and spirit. Right here at the Karate Chop, we begin. So even though, repeating after me, I recognize I have resistance, I love and accept myself no matter what. So even though I recognize so much resistance coming up, I accept where I am. So even though I recognize there's resistance to continuing this tapping stuff, but I accept where I am no matter what. Moving point to point at the eyebrows. I do have resistance. So I want to continue underneath the eye, but I don't really trust myself underneath the nose to do this on my own. Maybe I can go back to the recordings and that'll be available for a little bit. But I do have resistance. Underneath the arms, why bother? I've been like this forever. Why change? I'm always going to be this way. But I don't want to be this way. I do want to shift. But I don't trust myself. But maybe I can. Maybe this can continue to work. A little bit each day. Too much resistance. I'll never make it. What will my friends think? What will my family think if I don't eat the holidays? Doesn't mean I won't eat. I'll just have better control of my own energy. Because I have this vision. It's within me. and it's been dying to open up. I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of hiding myself. I'm tired of not getting out. But yet, here I am, stuck in resistance. I have some of these tools. I just forget to use them. What good are they? Yet they do teach me and help me with my energy. It's just too hard. Too hard to tap. Every day? Are you kidding me? We eat every day. We need food. And we can also learn to have more responsibility and mindfulness in what we're eating. Oh, it's just too hard. I'll never get there. I've been here before. I've lost weight. Only to frickin' gain it back. But I never realized what was underneath it before. And so maybe that can help. Move a little energy. Move out some clutter. Recognize some new energy. It can feel better. Even just eating a little bit less every day. Even moving just a little bit every day. Whether it's in my chair, getting outside, something will help. Oh no, I have resistance. It's not safe for me to lose weight, to feel good about myself, because then what will happen? I'll be too vulnerable. What if I meet somebody? My relationships never end well. Who says they have to end? Oh no, it's too hard. Makes me very vulnerable. But I'm tired of staying where I am. I'm tired of all this resistance, all these triggers, all this old energy, all this clutter, all this overwhelm. I'm so tired of it. I want to feel better. Yet there's that resistance. So much resistance to changing, to creating better habits. It is so much easier to stay where I am. Which is true. The ego wants you to. The ego wants you to be safe, even if you're trying to do better things. I do want to do better things. I just need to let my ego go take a coffee break, ego, while we do this tapping. So that I can rewire my brain to recognize there is resistance. And the resistance keeps me stuck. I don't want to be stuck. Yes, I do. It's easier. No, I don't. It's not. Yes, there is a constant fight inside of me. I don't want this resistance. All right, right here at the collarbone, take a moment. Notice how you feel. What came up? Did that resistance go down a little bit? Sometimes when we tap like that, some of it's silly. That little fight we do with ourselves, who's the one fighting? Who's the one listening? We talked about that with the critical voice. So when we work with this tapping, we can work with all of these issues. Sometimes we do them one at a time, which is really important. We get one down, we work on another. We get another one down, we work. But then what we notice at the end of the week, we have broken through. We start to have better habits. One day at a time. What do you notice? How do you feel? Still some resistance? Okay. Let's continue tapping. Underneath the armpits. I recognize there's still a little resistance. I knocked it down a little bit. But I have resistance to change. Because if I didn't, I would have already. But I am resistant. because there is some fear underneath it. Fear's a big one. Fear of what others will say, fear of what my family will say, being safe, showing up, looking better, what will people think? Too much attention will be on me. I just want to hold this vision and be healthier. And that's what I can hold in my head. I want to be healthier. When I'm healthier, I will feel better. When I'm healthier, I will be more active. But my patterns right now aren't keeping me healthy. They're helping me survive. And I've been in survival mode for a long time. Time to let the resistance go so that I can open up to a bigger part of me. I want to open up. I want to feel better. Because if I don't, it's just going to keep adding up. So much resistance. I choose to let it go. One little step at a time. Can cut my portions. I can make better choices as soon as I can let this resistance go. Maybe I could just let a little resistance go. Let's stop right here for a moment. Take another breath. Notice in that gap, where are you? Did you come out of it a little bit? Every day we have the opportunity to start fresh. We wake up, we stretch. You can choose right then in that early morning, am I going to be struggling or am I going to be proactive? I do that with myself. Today's my day. I feel good. Today's the day. I'm going to be really active. I'm going to feel really good. Maybe some days you feel like resting, all right, like a Saturday. That's fine too. But we want to work through this so that we can continue recognizing food is for nutrition. We can't stop eating because then we go the other way. And there are people that do that as well. Food triggers them not to eat and then they're starving. The body will adjust. So we do need to eat and find ways that we can eat for nutrition, not for stress, emotions, anger, triggers, overwhelm, clutter, all of that energy. Let's come back right here. I choose to love and accept myself no matter what, right at the karate chop. Take a breath, stretch, get some water. Got my water here. Take a sip. Let it all run through. Because again, water processes emotions. It moves through the bladder. All that fear, all that anger in the bladder and the kidneys, it processes it out. And when we start to process out, new energy comes in. So the more often you can go for water, the better it will be. Like with energy sessions, when people come in, we get water at the end. That's what we want. We want to bring all that energy through. We want to release all that excess out. Okay, I know you will have to pee, and it'll be like, well, then I have to pee every hour. That's a good thing. We don't want to be stuck with that same energy moving through us over and over. We want the energy to move. And just like the energy moves through the meridians, the water moves through the blood. We want that to occur. So take a breath. Notice where you are. Did that resistance come down for you? Little bit? Little bit? So once we start to get that resistance down, and this is why working with somebody can really help, because I can still keep going. What else popped up? Many times we get the resistance down, but the fear pops up or the safety. And so then we work to get that one down. That's why it is very effective to work with somebody like me that can help you to see what's underneath it. I work with my teachers. I do. I work with some great teachers. And that's a way in which I can offer help for you. Now, on your daily basis, you can tap just on the food, just on the craving, and that will help you to build those new neural pathways no matter what. But you have to tap. You have to tap, even if you just tap, all right? So I had one coach, Gene, he would just start me off like just by tap anywhere, randomly, right? And lots of times, even in my yoga classes, we just tap on the body to bring that energy in. When we do that, we start to feel all the energy aligning. Even just tapping here. Even just tapping here helps you to bring into alignment your energy field. Even just here, I know I have resistance. I know I have resistance. You can do this under the table. If you're going out for dinner, I need to eat for nutrition. I can choose what I need to eat for nutrition. That will also remind the brain of those new neural pathways. So it can be that simple. And the more you tap, the easier it becomes. All right. I've had tapping sessions that go 45 minutes, an hour, and I've had them that go for 10. So it really helps you to continue tapping, to release the resistance, to recognize we're all changing throughout all life. From the moment we're born, we're growing and changing. It doesn't matter when we get to be 68 like I am, we're still changing. And we still work with our energy field. So when we do the gap tapping, we're working not just with EFT, emotional freedom technique. We're working with Reiki. We're working with our intuition to go deeper into ourself. We're working with the energy that's underneath all those emotions. We're working to help us break through. I also work with the tarot, and I also work with EFT. Said that. I also work with stones and crystals, right? I know I've been wearing a lot of kyanite lately. The green kyanite helps you to persevere, stick with it. So you can choose crystals as well, which is what I teach in my private mentoring as well. So take a nice deep inhale. Again, the links will be in the emails that come to you. Exhale out. My schedule is open for you to continue this so that you are prepared for every season of life to care for your soul. Let's finish up today with one more round. I can do this. I can release the resistance and I can do this. Let's switch hands, coming to the other side. So I know there's resistance, but I know I can switch it. And I choose to love and accept myself. I'm letting this resistance go a little bit every day because I'm choosing to love and accept myself. I can let this resistance go. I am safe. And I accept where I am. The eyebrows, I'm letting this resistance go. Every day a little bit more. Every day I can make a change. Just shift a little bit and shape my energy the way I want to be. I can return to my vision. Let go of the critical mind. Stop judging myself. And recognize every day is a new opportunity to shift, to shape my vision, to break my old habits, and rewire my brain. I choose to let go of the resistance that I'm holding on to. I am safe in my body. I am able to make changes. I am okay, even where I am. But I recognize I'm ready to make some shifts, to shape up, to feel better, to return to that vision of who I truly am. Take a deep breath, return to the karate chop. I choose to love and accept myself no matter what. Let's do one last one right here at the wrist. I choose to love and accept myself and hold these agreements. We talk about that in the book and in the work. Hold these agreements with myself right here, right now. Release the hands, take a nice deep inhale, stretching up, pausing for a second to notice a little buzz, how you feel. And as we go to close, I thank you for joining me, for watching these videos, for recognizing we are spirits. We can care for our soul and for the journey we are all on. Release the judgment, open up to the love you carry in your own heart. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through. I am your host. I always say at the end of my show, I am your host, Terry Ann Hyman, to your spirit. Namaste. Thank you.